Happy Sunday night, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome
Hey,
to
fam.
another episode of Smooth Coast to Coast. We have JJ.Paranormal Joy
Hey.
and
Hey.
Mondo 305 Paranormal.
What's up, everybody?
And I'm excited to get right into it. We have the honor of having a man simply known by many names. He's known as the paranormal outlaw, the ghost cowboy,
Yes.
Scaredy Cat Paranormal. He's also known as Sean to all the closest friends, but Jenny and I have a new name that we can call him, and that's our teammate. So without further ado, let's bring in Sean.
Sean Flynn. All right, here we go.
Hey.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. Yay, so excited to have you.
Yeah, thank you for coming on.
Well, I want to give you a jersey. Hello, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I felt like it wouldn't have been proper until we got one of those.
Yeah, for real. You have a big Jersey accent, or like, I don't know.
Jersey, and I lived in New York for 24 years, so I have a little bit both. Some people are like, where are you from? I'm like, you know, your accent. I mean, I don't hear it, but you know, everybody else.
Yeah.
You know.
So it depends on the words. Like my dad's from Philadelphia, so some things might slip out. Like he'll be like use, or
You use or coffee.
yeah. All those, they slip, and I'm like, damn, I don't say the use, but I have some accent from him.
He's
He's
I
funny.
remember the first time I heard him say it, he was like, it was like a paragraph. But I'm like, bro, this guy did not just drop use like 4 times. Use guys.
Use guys, what you's doing?
Oh my god.
Yeah. All use, yeah. What you guys doing, Yeah.
I want to shout out everybody for being here. I know
We have a lot of people. You guys have been super interactive.
Native
Paranormal, Pride Paranormal.
Yes, thank you
Welcome.
for being here today. We have Chidi. We have Joy and Joy. Nope,
That's me.
I'm reading from the comments section.
I'm
We
here.
have Limestone.
Limestone, hey, how's it going?
Black Smoke.
Black Smoke, Steve.
Black
Butler.
Smoke in the house.
More team members of War Party
That's
here.
right. Haunting
Yeah.
Angels. Yvette. Hi, Yvette. Dantex. What's up, Dantex?
Hello, everyone.
Shannon. Hi, Shannon. She's like a little
Is Shannon here?
Shannon. Yeah.
Is she here?
And Chidi.
Oh, hey, Shannon.
There you go. I can't.
Yvette. Hi, Yvette. Hi. Anybody else? Haunting Angels. Hi, everybody.
Dan's
I feel like I
here.
need to get like a mouse.
Hey Dan, what's going on, buddy? We Ferry, how you doing?
Need them use
Hey,
guys.
These guys.
You guys. Yeah, it actually needs like an E at the end. Yeah. But yeah, man, I'm super happy. Obviously, you're the newest team member of War Party Paranormal.
Yeah. So we're hello teammates. Hey.
That like I kind of feel
Now
like
teammates, yep.
we've been friends, like social friend, for quite a while. I know you and Jenny have chatted here and there, but it's actually good to finally put, at the most that we can at this point,
Yes.
as far as like voice to video. So yeah, I'm super happy that you're with us. You're part of our family now.
Yes, congratulations. I heard. I
It's
seen your.
gonna be great.
Yeah, thank you. No problem. Thank you. Yeah, it's so wild, like how it just like Joe and I start talking. The next thing you know, Joe's like, "Hey, me and Mike come up to for a wedding. Can we meet you at Letchworth?" And they're like, "Wow, oh my God, this is like a playground for them because you guys don't have like that stuff like down there." So next thing you know, everybody's talking to each other. Last year, the year before, went to White Hill Manor. Did a little small paranormal. We met Eric, James, James, I met
Mater.
James
Mhm.
Mater. Mm-hmm.
James Mater, Francesca, Mike, met the rest of you guys, except
Yeah.
you guys here live. So we'll complete the circle hopefully in July. I will hope
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I can't
no,
wait.
That's a must. We have to.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So what I did want to actually talk to you about.
Wait, Are you gonna start from that Letchworth thing?
No,
Okay.
I actually wanted to get like his pretty much background. Please, Sean, tell us like how you started. For the folks that don't know your story.
All right.
Yeah, like how did you start with the paranormal and I want to know where the name Scaredy Cat came from.
Ooh, good question. Yes.
Yeah, it kind of started, I guess, in '94. My grandfather, thanks Ferry, passed away. My parents have a doorbell that was broken, so that night after my grandfather's funeral, the doorbell went off a middle night by itself. The wires were disconnected. So I was saying, my brother, well, you're like, Dad, somebody's yelling at some of the doorbells going by itself. So that's the kind of my first thing, kind of, something spiritual was visiting us. I kind of dabbled it as years go by. 2000s, I started, watch the shows. I heard about Letchworth Village, and actually by my job, there's no psych ed center, Rockland Psych. That buildings, it was so massive, kind of like dabbling here and there, during lunch, going to buildings, this guy check it out. But 2016 they knocked all the buildings down. So as I was getting to it, the old building got destroyed. But I've always interested in it. So actually, what really kicked off was that in 2020 I went to Cape Cod with my family, and Don and I went to this historical in the Chatham, Massachusetts. Now in Chatham, I saw the pilgrims. It was very pilgrims came over and they settled there. So so we went to the cemetery, and I used my digital camera, just taking shots. We came home, to the house, and looked at the shots, and I caught an apparition. We're like, oh my god! I gotta send you guys the picture of it. But actually, I when I sent you the picture of the what was that? The 1 second. I'll pull my phone a second if I can find it here. Yeah, I sent in the magazine article. There's an apparition of a woman.
Yeah.
The form of it was like a woman in pilgrim attire. Like, oh my god, it's so weird. It's just like random shot. And with that, I think that when all my world and their world intersected, that's when we were able to capture that. So every year go Cape Cod, I go back to the same cemetery and try to catch something different.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah,
or like try to take a picture of the same place and see like one comes up or like recreate whatever. Yeah.
So in 2020, when the COVID hit, everybody's home. I just went out and about and started doing my thing. That's what kind of fueled it.
Oh yeah.
So Scaredy Cat was launched in October 2020. The name was something different. I'm like, what kind of something different? I said Scaredy Cat. So.
Yeah. I like your cat in the background, by the way.
Yeah,
I know. I love the vintage Halloween stuff.
That's really cool.
We've seen that before. That's cool.
Yes, there's something hanging up on the wall.
Is that a mermaid too?
But it was like a candle holder, right?
Yeah, it's a candle. Yeah, yes, mermaid. Yeah,
we like mermaids over here.
Yes, it's a candle. It's a lantern. Yeah, so
that's
cool.
Yeah, I like it.
That's really cool.
But yeah, it just fueled it. And I call Letchworth like the training facility. That's where I go and learn, practice my skills like that, and learn from there. So I still go back there. We were there in February with another bunch of people. So for me, it was like kind of like a tour guide for them. The other group, the they're a group that came we're new. So I can sit and watch, listen to what they're doing like that. So yeah, it's I love it. It's it's like I called it like paranormal worlds, like endless world of knowledge. So yeah, and also meet everybody, meet you guys, it's kind of cool. Like look our family.
Yeah. And it's we're spreading our wings now. We're trying to build up more. So I can appreciate that. What I wanted to ask you, the Letchworth, it's one of your favorite locations that you frequent most now, right? Is there a particular building inside? Because I've seen it and it's rather massive. Is there a particular building in there that you feel is more active than the others?
I would say the one you see me is this little hospital. That's when that's my active. I mean, I've had the ability of different activity and energy. Example, the power plant there on the second floor. I went by myself, and the energy there was so negative. I left the building. I'm like somebody's something like not cool, Sarah. So I left kind of like angry, and it's like, now I mean we were there with other group of people, but I want to go back there by myself again. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I get it. It feels kind of like a heaviness when you walk into rooms like that.
Probably because of the thing. I think the thing you saw in the background. Also, is it known for like specific type of entities? Maybe like some places like Waverly Hills is known for what is that thing called? A creeper or something like that. Like, is there like a specific entity that it's known for, or it's just a whole like?
I mean, you hear stories, there's a certain thing in there like that. I mean, for me, when I go in there, I mean, I guess you could say I've been in a while. Like a couple times I've been there, I smelled the perfume of a nurse on the second floor, some location like that perfume. But most of the time it's like hit and miss. Definitely hit and miss. Like I go in there, is getting nothing. Then it's time to sit there and listen, and wait. But the one section where where Joe and Mike caught that thing, that place actually, I was there with another team. I caught EVP of a voice down in the same spot, same location, another spot, same spot. It was like wild. It's like it's hit and miss with that, but.
Yes.
Have you ever smelled sulfur there, any place?
No sulfur with that. I know usually sulfur is like something bad, right? Sulfur.
Yeah, usually demonic. Yeah.
Hi to your wife.
So, I actually wanted to.
I'm not here today.
Hey. Hello. I'm trying to sneak by.
Yeah, Sean, I actually I got to kind of experience that place myself visually. Obviously, I didn't get to go in, but last year, the Jenny and myself and Joe, we went to. Now that I'm remembering this correctly, we were doing a show for 𝗵𝗂 𝗵𝗀. It's a Spanish television show, and they wanted to film at the Gilchrist. It's a couple episodes back. Henry Lee, the owner of the Gilchrist, we did an investigation there. We had some downtime and we were in our hotel room, and he tells me, "Hey, come in and check out Letchworth that we investigated." It was me, Mike, and Sean. And he's like, it's this hallway that looks like you turn right, and I guess it's like another corridor. But if you look straight ahead, there was another corridor. But you guys didn't go to that one. I guess you were wanting to go to the right. And we're looking, I'm like, "Hey, what's that back there?" And he thought it was a cable. So we started slowing down the progression, and it appeared like a shadow figure had gone from the floor and it went up.
That's the one. Yeah.
Like fast. Yeah,
That's it shot up, and it was like we had spent, Sean, this was something maybe like it was gonna be like a couple minutes. We ended up spending an hour watching that video in different angles just to make sure we were trying to debunk. It was like, oh, well, maybe it was Sean's shadow, or maybe it was Mike, because in that particular instance, Joe was in the front. So we're trying to debunk it as much as we can, and there was no way. Couldn't wait for Jenny to come back to the room, and she saw it. She was in complete shock also. So I can tell folks that location's
amount of, like, you know how when you replay back a video, you can slow down the time, the playback time. We put it at the slowest, and it was still like so fast.
Yeah,
like it was just, and I was like, and you could see it, like it's pretty big. You
guys had an amazing capture. Amazing capture.
I mean, there was a story years ago. Someone said, what do you call it? They call it. There's someone called Big Mike. It was a story about some tall shadow figure in Letchworth like that. I don't know what that could have been, but it's like.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
It just.
I remember you talking about it.
Yeah, it's just weird like that because, like I said, I go to myself, and the one time I was just kind of away from that hallway, I had a couple devices, and they're going crazy because somebody was in another room shuffling. But one of me was going crazy next to me. I'm like, nope, I'm out of here. It's like, just like. Could you figure that like anywhere I showed the hospitals, from the sadness to being scared to being hurt, it kind of like creates and manifests into whatever that thing was,
That was in Letchworth, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I don't think we've discussed this yet. Can you tell us a little bit of the history of Letchworth?
Well, Letchworth was early 1900s by Mr. Letchworth. He wanted to create an environment away from the city, for people with disabilities, live kind of like a serene place. Then when he passed away, Dr. Charles Little, he took over. And he called people feeble-minded, morons. So he kind of categorized people. So like any other place, eventually gets overcrowded. And like 𝗂𝗓𝗆 did a special on that.
Yeah.
Did a special on the hospital, and just Mike had his video. Yeah. They tested polio vaccine there too.
Yeah, I think I might.
Just for that comment, Native.
I have a bigger one.
That bottle was bigger than her head.
Jesse.
It's bigger than her head.
And let me tell you, this is the small one, so you're right.
Dude.
I have a 64 ounce that I usually tote around.
We're driving around, and that thing doesn't fit in the cup holder, so I have to hold it, and I'm like, oh my God, this thing is so annoying.
Dude, I would have to go to the bathroom.
This thing does not fit a cup holder.
I love my water. Go ahead. Keep going.
Sheedy said, "Can we see the cup?"
Oh my God!
Ain't no damn cup. It's a bottle tumbler.
Oh, it was metal.
Yeah.
How many ounces is that?
This one's 32.
Oh, well, okay, it's not too big.
No, my 64 is massive.
And it's all water.
Yes, and ice. Could I have to have ice water?
Me too. Yeah, me too. I agree.
I got up, but I twisted tea in it.
You put tea in it.
I'm gonna have tea before I go to bed. Yeah, that's
tea, twisted tea. Yeah.
That's a trick or treat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Fair.
So is that place that you're talking about close to you, Sean?
Not like 40 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not that far at all.
We have lots of psychiatric places up here.
Yeah, but
up north there was so many.
A lot of them are gone now. So, but yeah. So anyway, Charles Little took over, and a couple of times we might kind of push the envelope No, come and say hi. I Charles Little. I'm here to remove you. We've got with Mike and Joe some angry responses when we asked, for Dr. Little to show up. We have some angry responses from.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember you guys left. You just left. You were doing an EVP session. You just left the recorders recording without saying anything. And I'm pretty sure it was an EVP session. And when you guys played it back, all you can hear was like almost like the residual sound of like how it probably would have been there back.
Yeah.
In its heyday when it was open, and it's just like imagine being in like an insane asylum or something, and people screaming and yelling and just commotion and and you can hear like the agony in these people's voices,
Yeah,
to me that was like the saddest EVP I've ever heard.
Yeah, we heard that, like people screaming, like oh my god, and things that activity jumped up when Mike and Joe were there. They were they would, as soon as they got there, it kind of like everything's drawn to them. Like wow, it was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then
is that clip on Instagram? Do you have that clip on Instagram?
I don't know. Do they have it? You have that on Instagram? I think you do.
Yeah, Mike and Joe have it on their. I think they have it on their. Joe's on his page somewhere.
Because I want to.
I'll have them dig it out and repost it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I want to.
Mm-hmm. What?
I said I want to see.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
I'll have
him dig it out again so you can see it. It was, I don't know, but that was almost 2 years ago, right?
No, that was a year ago.
Oh wow.
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. By the time they went, yeah.
Black Smoke, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes fast. Yeah, well, I was thinking that. Yeah, it goes zip right back. Yeah.
By the time they went there, and then even going through the footage and all that stuff, like
2022, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It kind of like when we left the EVPs running at 𝗂𝒓, it was the same thing. That and it reminded me of that incident with you guys at Letchworth, where like when we did at 𝗂𝒓, the screaming, "Let me out of here!" This and that, like all the craziness that you hear like in a jail or something. Right. It was just that, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Like this is, it sounds awful to be honest with you. Like it's just a little freaky.
You know who does get that a lot too? 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝘀, when they do their the abandonment sessions in their investigations. That's trippy, man. You get to it's pretty much like a day on a life that they're recording there. It's awesome. They do a phenomenal job with that. I actually saw a question here that you had from that I thought was good.
Well, sorry, I had one question I was gonna ask. Do you have any? Well, what is your favorite place that you have located? Is it Letchworth or like because you've gone to so many?
I like to go in between places. People go in Penhurst. I like to go to places that people aren't really like known go to. Like we went to we went to over like there's a town Verona. There used to be the Essex Mountain Sanatorium. There used to be a sanatorium, and they tore down in what did they in '96 they tore down. But the stores they've been online like that place made look Letchworth look like nothing. It's like but we went there. They have a memorial there. They have like a foundation of like the old fight pole there. So I brought James, a couple people, just to kind of see, what we get. They have EP session outside, and one friend from Paranormal, they did SG, and they got some cool responses, about people being there like that. But yeah, I like in between places. My favorite one is down in Jersey, Rockport, New Jersey. There was a train accident in the 20s there that I've been to, and my one friend Mark from 𝗬𝗏 Paranormal, we went there. And yeah, it was a cool place. I asked a question like, do you need help? And I heard someone said yes, so like that. So
wow.
yeah, well, people passed. People got killed from the steam engine from the water. They got killed. It was a rainy night, and debris went on the track. The locomotive came over, which was carrying passengers. Yeah, so it was a cool. What's that? Yeah, train derailed. Yeah, people passed away from the steam engine. But yeah, it's a cool place. So I'm more in between place type of guy, you know.
Yeah, and you have a lot of cool cemeteries that I love watching your cemetery footage. They're so old.
No,
yeah.
Well, we gotta make a trip to Jersey. Not just. I know we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're gonna start going up north.
We're gonna go to Gettysburg Bash, but I do want to check your neck of the woods out for sure. I did have a question.
Wait, let's see if he can answer Jesse's question.
I wanted just to ask about the railroad incident. In the railroad incident, the help that they were requesting, was it kind of like a help to help them pass on or cross over, or like help, like, oh, we need help from the accident?
Yeah, because it's farmland.
It was regarding that.
Yeah, there's people will help. Farmers were helping out the victims. So I just like, is anyone out there? Hey, I need help. Can someone help? And instead I got a yes, so.
Okay. Cool.
Oh. Does your wife investigate with you, Sean?
Yes.
She does? Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Miss Donna, she's a big supporter of
Miss Donna has to come on. Let's ask Miss Donna some questions.
I like that she also goes, like, you can tell from the photos and stuff like that she enjoys going out with you.
I love that. Yeah, that's cool.
Jesse had a question. He said, "Have you ever seen a double shadow?"
Double shadow. I mean, a mental shadow investigator. We followed. No, I've not experienced that. I haven't experienced that all yet.
Black Smoke wants to know when you're coming to Florida.
Well,
that's a good question. That might be the question of the night.
Yes, you're dining with you guys. So.
Well,
Ooh,
my friend lives in.
You heard it here first, guys. You want to see the whole reunion? Come to Florida.
Well, I know.
Right.
My friend lives in Mount Dora, so we talk about going down there because my friend is in Mount Dora. So my best friend.
Mount Dora. Okay.
Mount Dora, so yeah.
We've never been to Mount Dora, but I do want to go. I know it's really nice over there.
Yeah.
But how far are you guys from there?
From Mount Dora,
it has to be at least 2 hours, maybe more.
I'll give you the exact amount of time right now.
Because we're in
Steve, if you
South
can answer
Florida,
that.
He said Medora is close by.
3 hours. Yeah, it sounds about 3 hours. That sounds about right. It's 3 hours. 3 hours away.
Actually, from us down here, 4 hours.
4 hours.
Oh,
yeah. Where are you in Florida?
We're in
South Florida,
South Miami. South Miami.
Okay, yeah.
So then, if they're like 4 hours from us, Steve and Mella, they live like another 40 minutes south of us. So
damn.
On the maps right now, it said 4 hours
and 5 minutes.
And 5 minutes.
That was full to fight on Miami.
Yeah. That's a ride.
Donnelly. The Donnelly. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Native, I want a picture. I seen what you did for 305. I'm a little sad. I didn't get one.
Oh no!
Totally kidding.
Well,
you make some
huge
awesome.
shout out to you. Thank you, man. That's
yes,
awesome,
Jesse,
dude.
Native Pride Paranormal.
Yeah.
He made us 305 Paranormal.
Yeah.
A nice AI generated photo, and it was. I mean,
Pretty
it's so
sick.
unexpected. I loved it. Yes.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I woke up to that going on the way to work. I was like, oh, that's so nice.
He's.
Yeah, I know. You guys went to that hospital not too long ago, right? That's the hospital you're talking about. Did you guys go to a hospital?
The hospital?
Did you guys
to investigate a hospital? No.
Oh, I think it was Black Smokes. I think was it Black Smokes that went there?
I don't know. Black Smoke, no. I think Marie and Earl went to the hospital. Maybe Black Smoke did go to the hospital. Yes, they did. The hospital that the Marie and Earl go to.
They just went somewhere in North Florida, I think.
They went to like abandoned Blacksmith. You went to like an abandoned, because I was on their live. They went live on Instagram and I watched their live for a minute.
Yeah.
Was it an abandoned? I think it was an abandoned something.
Yeah, they find the cool spots that not a lot of people know about. So that's what's good about it.
Yeah.
It's not like watered down at that point.
No, I know. Yeah, like the Blackley, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Neff house.
And I don't want to sound like I'm talking out of turn or anything, but I kind of want to say the Blackley is starting to get more traction now.
I know.
After them.
I don't think nobody's not even heard of that place because of that.
You know,
because of their video.
They started blowing it up.
Yeah.
Right.
People wanted now contacting the Blackley jail because of Black Smoke.
Yeah.
And what I remember, I think it was only like maybe a handful of people have even been there to investigate it.
Right.
When they had went.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, that's a culture. That's a good one too.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm dying to go there.
I've been dying to go there for many years.
I believe
that was Joe, Mike, and Eric.
Mike, and Eric just went there like a week or two ago.
Because of Mike's bachelor. Mike is getting married a week from now, and they went as they had like a bachelor road trip, and so they hit up a couple places.
Now, I have a question. Good thing about Native Pride Paranormal, about paranormal attraction. Do you find that paranormal attractions can get watered down? Meaning, like when people go all the time, it could water down the activity and energy?
I think yes and no.
I honestly do.
Yeah, I think yes and
no.
no.
Go ahead, Joey. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I think yes and no. I feel like it's kind of like they don't have to talk to us if they don't want to, and I think depending on who you are and how you're asking questions, they'll either talk to you or they won't.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, you know that makes sense.
Yeah.
How I would answer that is so for us we do events. You know, Sean, we do events in different locations, and we seem to stop like a little before Thanksgiving, and we don't start going back until maybe mid to end January, February sometimes. Mm-hmm. So I tend to see that when we are coming back for the beginning of the year, January, February time, after not being there for 2-3 months, the energy is like ramped up. Yeah, like they're wanting to talk.
They're like, all right, you guys have been kind of gone for. Nobody's been here talking to us. Mm-hmm. We're bored again. We'll talk to you.
Kind of needs to be reset. You know, reset for a while.
I think it needs that.
That's what I won't go until like maybe summertime. Kind of let it. You know, I mean, some people go there all the time, but you know, sometimes you gotta give it a rest. Like, for example, like by us, I know down you guys have the Devil's Tree, Jersey have the Devil's Tree too. And
I didn't know that until like recently.
So what I find is me thinking on a boss a lot is that it's a big, you know, New Jersey legend attraction. Kids go there. It's the Devil's Tree. Stories. Somebody hung there. The 𝗂𝒂𝒓 was hanging there. Whatever. But I find that Los Angeles there's activity, but I think activity is from where you bring to the place.
Yeah.
You bring to the place. Like it was the haunted Devil's Tree, Satan's Tree, blah, blah, blah. The energy stays there, and that can create something. So that's what I kind of concluded. I mean, it's a cool legend. You know, it's a cool Jersey thing like that. But that's kind of like what I learned with that. You know, I learned from everybody. Joe, James. I'm always asking questions. You know, it's kind of like pick at. You know Ron ୟାକman?
Ron ୟାକୋvɛtti? You know him?
Yeah.
Oh, he's awesome.
I was there last week. Up here in Fishkill, and
Ron I saw that.
And Ron was explaining to us a whole new, like, my mind's like, oh my god, a whole new, like, wow, whole new levels. Like you learn. That's why I like learning about it. Like, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, we brought him on the show, right? Not
Yeah,
too
we
long
had
ago.
him on the
Yeah,
show
February.
in February,
Yeah,
Mhm.
and Ron's going to the bash.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
excited.
well, yeah, his Staticom. I saw it in person. First time I saw it. I'm like,
Crazy, right?
oh, dude, this thing is like a whole new level, like, you know, of wow.
Yeah.
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 Like, wow, it makes like everything look nothing. I'm like, I want that software, but that software is
I know.
Dude, that's one of my
Joy the
things-
whole night was like, so how do we get that?
Yep.
when we go to the bash, that's something I have to see in
Yeah, I know.
person, like work. I have
Yeah.
to.
I want to go just for that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. That was the first, actually, that was the first time I've ever heard of something like that.
Mela.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I was gonna-
we got a lot of responses at the Brinkerhoff house, up there in that part of Fishkill. A lot of German descendants moved there, so they got German responses on the thing. Now I have to go back and listen to it, you know, pick words out. But yeah, that thing was like, wow, it's very impressive, very, very impressive indeed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah, I want it. I want his stuff.
What's up, Mela? I had a question that I totally, well, no, not a question. So what you were saying about the energy, like even I noticed that funny. When we do events, like, so for example, Yesteryear Village, they will split up say there's like 50 people and they'll split up the groups of 10, right? And they rotate them throughout the houses for the whole night. And say in the Riddle house, that group of 10, you know, maybe they're all kids or like kids and adults or all adults, whatever. So that group will be okay. And then the next group will be in the Bell house. And I'll, like, example, like a couple weeks back that I was in, so it's the Riddle house here, Bell house here, and I was in the L Street house right next to it. So he was doing the Bell house by himself. I was doing the L Street house by myself. I forget who was doing. I think Joe was doing the Riddle house.
The Riddle was between Joe and Angie.
And then so my first group, they came in a bigger group and they split. That group was all adults and they were a little, you know what I'm saying?
They were with the wrong spirits.
They had happy hour before they came through.
Yeah.
And when I tell you nothing, like, and nobody wanted to talk to him, probably not the alive person or the dead people in the damn house. They didn't want to talk to him. They didn't get shit. The next group that came, which was the kids, it was insane. K2. Oh, that was the only time the whole night that the capo was going off. The spirit box was going off. They had like the bomb time. They were just like, holy crap. And they literally screamed out of the house by their little session was over and it was chaos. And then like another group came in after that. Just like, it's also the people that go in there. Like spirit doesn't have to interact with you, period. That's what, you know, and you know, they think some people think it's just like a show and tell, like clown show. They're like, hey, talk to me. Oh, there ain't shit going on in here, this and that. I'm just like,
oh yeah, I hate that.
You know what's funny is
it irks me really bad.
My dolls. Remember, I posted a little clip on Instagram of my dolls and my brother. He was drinking that day. They didn't want to talk to him. The other day, I did a session with my daughter. It's fully active. Yep. Maybe it's alcohol.
When we do events, like, and it's funny because the only thing that was even interacting with the one lady there, it kept saying like, I know what it was saying because my ears tuned to like a spirit box, stuff like that, so I can pick it up right away. But I was just like, I was like laughing. I was like, that's not nice. Because it was like, and like, shut up, get out. I kept telling her, get out, like all the time.
They did not want her there.
And then like she couldn't understand it, you know. And but the thing is, if I were to repeat it, you'd probably be like, oh yeah, you know, damn, it did sound like that. But I just didn't even bother.
Was she one of the ones that were drinking? Was she one of the drinkers?
Yes.
Okay.
What I think is spirit has the the intelligence to know your how you're going into it. If you're a negative person, they have that perception of you already. They already know.
Yeah, they know.
Oh, it's not on Telemundo, it's on Univision, and the show is called Primer Impacto. We'll let you guys know the next time that we're on there. But you can.
No, they don't. No, go ahead.
I believe on our YouTube we have the clips on our YouTube if you want to check it out.
Oh yeah, I have all the. I have a Primer Impacto playlist. If you guys want to go check on there, you'll see the playlist on there.
But yeah, we had the children that were completely into it. We got a lot of
always get an interaction.
Yeah. We had another group after where we were speaking to the wife. Or no, excuse me. We were talking to the mother of the wife of the person that was in my group. And then she was next door. That group was split in half. They were talking to the
grandfather.
The grandfather of the cousin of my wife's, my group's wife's mother. So it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really cool.
So they went in there with the positive
exactly
wanting to speak, wanting to learn, what it is to be on an investigation. They only see it on TV. They wanted to learn. And Spirit was more gravitating to wanting to speak with them and communicate.
I mean, like nothing. Like immediately. Like they didn't really have to even take that long for them to get any type of interaction at all or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How old were the
Oh, go ahead.
I
don't know
kids? How old were the kids in the groups that you had?
Oh, okay.
Oh, they vary. Like that group, it was teenagers. I would say about teenagers. We have had kids from I would say 10.
They were
10 and up.
varied. So I would say maybe middle school, no older than freshman, sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I think that's even putting it, and maybe freshman. But they were completely into it. They were like, "Oh man, I seen that piece of equipment on the show, and this one on the show." And yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
Oh, Dantex, you are the man, brother.
Dan's awesome. He's a big supporter of everybody.
Yeah.
Dantex is truly one of the most positive people that I've met in this field. He's one of them, hands down. Doesn't expect anything out of us or anything. He just does it to be nice. Great guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had a question. What has been the scariest location or the scariest moment you have experienced that you just super uncomfortable, or location or time?
I would have this. Yes, play like a spooked out was Letchworth because if I feel something not cool, I'm out of there. I'm by myself in the basement and something's in the room moving around, and it's I'll leave. Just actually one time by the morgue, I heard a growl at the end of the hallway. So and I devised that hallway. And I'm like, real great. I could go that same hallway to get what I need. I put the lights on. Walked down there and got out, fuck that, forget about it,
For real. Have you ever found any satanic rituals and stuff like that? Do you find places, because in the DoubleTree here, people do that?
No, I mean Letchworth. Wow. I've seen one of the rooms a pentagram. I mean another group that went with us. They're more interested. I kind of dismiss that. It's all right, it's there. I'm not really.
You don't entertain it.
Right, exactly.
Right. I mean, I've been so many times. I know where to go, stuff like that. I have to watch and see what they capture. And if everybody catches something differently, that's the fun thing about it. It's and also too, you're talking about how spirits interact with you. My thing too is that spirits are people, but in different form. This is where my whole energy being thing comes involved. We have energy, we live in these bodies, and we move on wherever. But they like to be treated like people too, like you and I, like that. So, you know, it's their home, respect their home, and you know, they'll chit chat with you sometimes. Or they'll say hi, you know, hi, and leave, and that's it. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
1,000%,
Yeah,
1,000% correct. That's how we believe. We've had that conversation with Joe a bunch of times, and it like there was one location, the Riddle House that we were talking to you earlier. There's the spirit that's in there that it just seems to generate negative responses because people are bullying and antagonizing, and
Right.
you know, we decided to approach it differently and just treat him like as a friend, you know, just like he was a normal person. And we've been getting whole sentence responses instead of the usual "F you" or "get out" or screaming noises. Very positive responses, and to actually speak with.
Talking about Joe. Here he is.
Yo! There he is.
Surprise!
What's up?
Sean, I have one question. Did you see him in the bottom or no?
I saw. I don't know if Sean saw me, but I was watching all of you guys.
Were you able to see him, Sean?
No, I didn't see him. No. I know he popped up.
Okay.
He's a ninja. He's a ninja.
I do my best.
So welcome everybody officially. The team leader, one of the team leaders of War Party Paranormal, our brother Joe Hunts Ghost, Joe 𝗬𝗓𝗓.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. Thank you for jumping on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. What's up, Sean, man?
Oh, how you doing, buddy?
And good to see you. Hey, Donna. What's up? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
There was nobody better that we can think of. Well, we always wanted Sean to be on, but there was no one that we thought would be better to introduce you into the show than to bring our good brother Joe.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like we talked to Sean. It's like we met Sean through Joe, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. Mr. Joe's like the home base. It kind of spread out.
Yes.
He brings people together.
Oh, funny you mentioned octopus, because he was talking about doing like a device where if spirit touches any of the
like an octopus REM pod.
Tentacles?
Like,
the tentacles. Thank you.
Yeah.
If it touched any of the tentacles,
but I kind of want it like spread out, like a big ass space, you know,
Yeah.
kind of
like a big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's, you know, something. It's in my head. I'm drawing it out and I'm trying to plan, because now I'm starting to tinker with a lot of stuff. So
It's gonna be like a massive REM pod.
we
Is
have
it gonna be as
Kindred
big
that
as
wanted to
put it
say
on-
what's up, Joe.
what's up, everybody? I see. I'm looking at the chat here. Hey guys, good to see everybody on here. Thanks for supporting everybody here, and my good friend Sean,
Right.
newest one of the newest members of War Party Paranormal, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
So-
Joe, how was your experience investigating with Sean?
It was awesome. But I met Sean like shortly after I joined War Party myself. And then I started an Instagram page, and Sean was actually like the first person that I met on Instagram that I had, you know, conversation outside of like, you know, comments, just, you know, comments and likes and stuff. And then we would talk, and I was like, hey, I'm going up to New York. Because my wife and her family, they're from upstate New York, and we were going to be coming through. We're helping her mom move. And I was like, you know, anybody up there know of any places I can go and check out? And right away, Sean was like, hey, like I got the perfect spot for you. And that's the first time he ever. Oh man, he took me to one of my favorite places, 𝗬𝗏𝗏 up there, and it's, you know, it's an amazing place. It's the first time I got to hang out with Sean and investigate with him, and I mean, we clicked right away. I think we were getting so much activity, and I had my wife with me and one of her friends, and you know, my wife's not into the paranormal and her friend, and they thought that a lot of the stuff was bullshit until they hear their names get called through through something, and they were just like, you know.
Yeah.
But no, then that was the first time I got to meet Sean, and then obviously we maintain our friendship, and we talk often, and we got to go back the second time I got to get up there and hit Letchworth again with him, and it kind of sucked because he had to go to work that day, so we did like a half investigation, and then he had to split. But it's always good to see him. Hopefully when he gets down here.
I know after that you guys weren't feeling well after walking in the rain.
yeah. I got crazy.
They were
sick
as hell. You should have seen him.
I got so sick after that, and it was like we left Letchworth Village and then had to drive to Poughkeepsie because we were going for a wedding. And then we had to drive up there. We were fine for like the first 2 days. I think we did the Shanley Hotel after that, and then Mike and I were both just sick as dogs after that thing. But I'm not gonna miss out on a place, especially to get out there with Sean. You're my dude, bro. I love investigating with you. I have a blast.
It was.
All love. Dude, and that's Joe. What we were talking about earlier. So remember back when 𝗵𝗂 𝗪𝗂, we were doing the story for the Gilchrist, right? And we had some downtime before we had to go meet with them to shoot the episode. And I was telling Sean, it was like, man, it was almost like I was in that investigation with you guys because you had me come and check out. So we're looking, and then that's when I was like, dude, what is that down that corridor? And we found that shadow figure. So kind of that's what I was telling Sean. I was like, man, I was kind of like investigating with you, even though I wasn't there physically.
Everybody say hi to my dad.
Okay. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
Where's your hand?
Comments. Half the time because he doesn't know how to, so when he does, I have to make it special.
You don't have your hand.
Oh yeah.
There it is. Hi, you guys.
That's not creepy at all. Jesus.
Oh no.
Both of them are.
Oh no.
All right, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, but look, throw your dad's comment again.
Oh, he had the hand up.
No. Use guys.
Use guys.
Did your dad say what I always have in my hand?
No. Her father's from Philadelphia.
But that's an Eastern thing. You guys.
Yeah.
I
was gonna say that's definitely your guys' region up that way.
Joey says that sometimes too. I'm like, what? Yeah.
This taste is good.
Yeah.
You guys. Yeah.
Anything northeast, you're gonna hear that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's below Boston. We don't talk like Boston.
No, that's different.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened in Massachusetts. That accent just like gets...
they want to be different.
No disrespect for anyone in Massachusetts.
When they go to the park, my dad doesn't say park. He says park.
Pack the car, Mac.
Yeah, pack the car.
Mac, pack the car.
My supervisor is he's from Boston, and I'm always.
We don't talk Boston in this show. Do not talk Boston around my presence. I do not like any Boston teams, sports teams.
Somebody from Boston here. Shush.
Well, except Kevin. I love Kevin.
Jesus Christ.
Awkward silence.
So yeah, man.
John, let me ask you a question. With you and Donna, do you guys find yourself doing any like cleansing rituals? Does Donna ever get like maybe scared that you're gonna bring something back, or you guys are good without that? Like, any practicing?
Yeah, so sometimes I feel like, I usually once in a while I'll burn incense, cleanse it, once in a while like that. But usually I usually like set rules like you can't go home with me like that. You gotta stay here, like But yeah, I really don't. Yeah, don't anything like that follow me.
No, I
George
know we've had it a few times.
George Leckworth, I could ever since we saw that, I don't go basement by myself no more. I go second floor. I don't go basement no more. I go nope.
Yeah, because what we obviously didn't see it. We were walking in. It's dark. We have some lights on us. And we're walking into this one room, and the camera's just facing down the hallway. And as we're coming in, you just see it looks like just this tall, thin like arm, like just like wave. And it's not like it goes down, like it actually goes up.
Right, that's what we saw.
That's the motion, kind of like it was like waving its arm, like saying hello, to us coming in. But I'd heard it from Sean. I heard it from other people that there was this, there's a story about this tall, lanky, like Slender Man type of character, let's say, down in the basement area there, and I caught something on camera. I'm not going to say that it's that, but it's definitely weird, especially the motion. And, there is some light because there's on the other side of that room, there's like some windows that are blocked off with
it was bright.
Cardboard.
It wasn't like you couldn't see it. It was actually very
yeah.
bright.
So there was little bits of light that could shine into that room,
daylight.
so you could see it. Like, yeah, daytime. It was daytime. It was early.
It was daytime, and that thing is out lurking.
Yeah. It was pretty early in the day, to be honest with you. I mean, we started off. We were seeing deer in the morning, like running through the field out there. It's a beautiful place just to go and walk around. And if you're into like the architecture and the history, just that alone, go take a walk out there. They're beautiful. They're especially down here in South Florida where they destroy everything. Once it gets old. To go up there and get to experience some stuff that's been there for 100 years and such a storied history, and well-known history. I mean, this place was the Geraldo Rivera helped get this place shut down.
Right. Yeah.
So it's incredible. It's the place. It's the thing of seeing the places that you've seen your whole life on TV and all this stuff, and then actually getting there to experience it. Like you can't even describe it. Like it's a whole nother world once you're inside that place. And it's spooky as shit in the dark. I'll tell you. I'll tell you that much.
And it's not even dark out when you're there. That's the thing. But
exactly.
It is creepy. It is scary. It's cold. It's.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, I have advantage of you guys in Florida. I deal with investigating cold weather too. The freezing weather like that.
Oh my God, I know.
I told Joe that, but
the last couple that was up, they were, and I said to them.
I thought that was who's that? Who's that? Who's her husband?
That was just up a couple months ago.
𝗍𝗍.
Oh, 𝗍𝗍.
Yeah.
And I said to them because it was what, February?
Yeah.
February.
Yeah.
So when it's cold outside, it's like three times colder.
Absolutely.
It's like going to an ice box.
Yeah.
Wow.
Unless you understand that experience, and I say that even just like here, now it's like springtime. It's too warm out to turn the heat on, but not. It's colder in here than it is outside.
Right.
Right.
Difference just because the heat is not on, so it's colder inside than it is outside.
Definitely. And that first time that I went, I mean, it had snowed like right before. There was a ton of snow on the ground, and and I looked like a freaking Eskimo walking through. I was head to toe covered up, gloves, the whole 9 yards, and I'm trying to grab all my gear, and it was damn cold.
What stuff was?
Yeah, because Florida is usually hot, right, all year round.
Yeah.
So that was like a shock to your body. You're like,
this is where the
I was not
prepared was born from.
Yeah, I promise you there was no SWAS on that trip. It was so goddamn cold. I was shivering inside. I remember I'm telling you, I was head to toe decked out, and I was shivering my ass off in that place. Like it was so freaking cold.
wow.
And then it's a new place too, and I have no idea what's going on. I'm following Sean. Sean knows that place like the back of his hand already. He's explored it so inside and out. And it's intimidating, man. It's getting in there. So that whole time I was following Sean's lead. I was like, this is your house. I'm a guest. Let's do it. and it was a freaking amazing experience.
Yeah.
And with the cold weather, like between the cold and warm, I've had people ask me, like, does the cold weather affect the equipment? I mean, I've had activity even in cold weather like that, but it's always kind of like double up on that. It might be working, but maybe the cold weather does affect it. But like there, it's hit and miss. It's like it's hit and miss at Letchworth. Could you somehow influence expectation to have same experience? At a place. Who wants to answer that one? Do you think? I think so.
I think so too. I think you again. It's you watch these places on TV. You've been seeing them since Ghost Hunters back in 2004. Before that, since Unsolved Mysteries and Sightings, and getting to check out these places, and you expect all of these stories that that there's going to be chairs flying around the room and a vortex of evil energy, and then it's
sucked into another dimension.
Yeah, and then the most you get is
that's
you get a beep. That's it. Yeah.
If you're lucky.
No, you don't get a beep. You get a.
Yeah.
You have a beep.
I think, and that goes on to a whole nother like can of worms. It's again, it's taking the entertainment from paranormal TV and all this, and then and then knowing the real expectations of what's going to happen. Like the activity, like some places do get pretty wild.
Well, even some YouTubers I watch, and I go to the same location, they get all this activity, and I get there, and I'm like,
yeah, that's why I don't.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, this is kind of boring.
Like I've said a 1,000 times, it's like fishing.
Guys.
It's really like fishing. You're not guaranteed to get something every single time you go.
Exactly.
I'll tell you what. Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. Go ahead.
No, because is one guy on Instagram, Nathan. He takes videos, he goes through them, debunks them, which a lot of it is not true. And one thing I wrote back, it seems like this whole discussion, but usually like poltergeist activity is kind of like it happens all the time, but in reality, it may 0.1% maybe, but it never happens.
Yeah, it's very rare. It's just like everything on YouTube you see is demon this and this and that, and
oh my God,
I'm not saying that that kind of energy doesn't exist. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's so few and far between that people forget. Like if you were a dick when you were alive, you're more than likely going to be a dick when you're dead and a ghost, and they're going to use whatever methods they can to get you out of their space because they don't want you around. If that involves saying, "Oh, I'm the devil," I'm saying, how many places do we go to that, we get Satan or evil or this, it's take it with a grain of salt, respect whatever activity is going on, period. Absolutely. Respect is everything. You're going to get a lot more results, but don't, in my opinion, if something's demonic, if something's negative like that, it's not going to announce itself as such. It's going to be more of a sneaky thing and try to catch you off guard. And, in my opinion, and, based on my conversations with people who've been doing this a lot longer than I have, so and a lot more experience in that field. So, don't believe everything you see on TV. I am my worst critic on my own evidence.
Yeah, me too. I was just telling Jen that. That's so funny you were saying that.
Yeah.
I do my own stuff. Yeah.
No, I tell people, they're like, oh, they're like, oh, you're gonna post that video, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I have a video that I sent to all these guys. I wanted them to listen to it from Moon River Brewing, and I still haven't posted it because I'm still going back and like listening to the other cameras and and picking things apart, because I'm not gonna put something out there without me being 100% concrete. Like credibility is everything in this field, and I think sorry guys, YouTube I think has screwed it all up, and TV.
Yes,
I agree. Yeah, and those are the ones that have 1 million followers or thousands of followers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Entertainment. It's it's the name of the game.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Sean, we were just talking about today. There's a house up in there's a house up in Nyack, and it has a lot of history. Somebody had, I don't know if you're familiar with it, that was sold years ago, and they never disclaimed that it was haunted. So Sean was just saying today that the town now has like this new ordinance, or when you're selling the house, that you have to disclose that it's it's haunted. So my question is because I always sit on the fence. I'm that fence sitter, and I question a lot of things that he'll say to me or whatever. So my question today to him was that, well, how do you, who comes in and determines that this house is haunted? Is it haunted with somebody from the past from that? Or is it haunted from somebody that, Joe, you live there and you've lived there for the last 20 years? So maybe that haunting is somebody or your family friend, something that you brought that haunting to that house. So when you sell that house, maybe that haunting leaves with you.
Right.
Do you know? Do you remember that story was based? I'd seen a movie years ago back in the 80s. You guys might be a little bit too young for it. But there was a movie, and I can't remember what it was called. It was based about a woman that rented a house out in California, and she was being violently raped. Do you remember that story?
I believe I know which one you're talking about.
It was based on a true story.
Yeah.
And when she moved, it moved with her. And then they said through the years, he became less violent and less frequent with her. But it followed her. So wherever she might have picked it up at that first house that she was renting, but it followed when she ended up moving. So
Shannon said the entity?
The entity.
That was it.
Yeah. That's it.
Based on a true story, if I stand corrected with that one. But so what my question is how do you know what's in that house, and how do you clarify that it is?
The thing too is then the question is, is the house haunted or is the person haunted?
Yes.
It's two different things, especially like a team like ours, we all put out videos, we all put out our stuff because, of course we're trying to get ourselves out there. But the primary focus of our team is residential cases. Like we go into people's homes and we help them out. And that's the first thing we're trying to do. We're trying to show that the house is not haunted. We're trying to find any rational thing for it, and luckily we have people on the team who are contractors, who are electricians, who are, working all sorts of fields. I mean, I have Gary on our team who, the guy's like a freaking methane sniffing dog. He walked in, he's like, hey, there's traces of this. And it's like, how shit, really?
Yeah.
So there's I could say that there's,
Sometimes
99% of the time you're going to find a logical explanation for this. I had a residential case that we had to tell the people, you're experiencing the nightmares because where your headboard is, the other side of the wall is your refrigerator, and it's giving off a hell of a bunch of EMF, and it's causing you to have nightmares and hallucinations and this and that. Once you switch your bed and call us in 2 weeks, and they're like, we haven't experienced anything after that at all. Thank you so much.
I do just have a conversation though, just because I thought, like I said to him, how do you classify that house, and who do you find? Who do you call? How do you find, and how do you know that it's staying there? And just as far as trying to sell the house, that's negative on the house, and then you're gonna have a hard time selling.
This was doing work. I'll do my rounds because the Nyack was doing our part of the sewer department. I was driving around talking about this. I'm by the house right now.
Yeah.
I'm coming out there. He's like, what?
It's one of those things. It's like, and I've seen it a lot more. There's a lot more houses being, especially in specific areas. It's haunted, in New York, that case in New York, it literally made it a state law. In New York, you have to disclose if your house is haunted. Right. In Florida, you don't have to. Right. But there are actually several other states now that because of that case in Nyack, you have to disclose if the house is haunted.
I think in California too. I think in California, I'm not sure.
I might, yeah, I think you
Yeah,
might be right. I have to double check on that.
Because my brother passed away in our my house with the house we grew up in, and I think they had to disclose that to the new people that bought it. I think I can't remember. That was
it well? Then that means just
years ago.
death in the house.
Right.
There was a death in the house. Well,
Right.
It's not a funny thing, but it's a thing that from my past, my father committed suicide,
Mm-hmm.
and then my mother's boyfriend committed suicide years later too.
Same garage.
In
So
the same
sorry.
Yeah. So Dawn always said, "Why did you ever tell me that? I would have loved to investigate that."
You think exactly like me.
Yeah, I mean, thinking as a ghost hunter, as a as an investigator, yeah, absolutely.
Wait a second.
I would have been the same way.
My mom made me bad. I was like, ooh, really?
Yeah. No, but you say that, and I never. After my father had did that, because I was like right before my 17th birthday, and we very rarely went into the garage. It was just always that airy, creepy thing that we just never did. And then for it to happen a second time, sadly, for my mother, they made it even worse. But when we sold the house, well, my sisters sold the house, none of that was disclaimed. None of that was disclosed on the house, that there was two, suicides in the garage or whatever. You learn probably the people that bought the house probably learned.
Have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah,
They no idea.
it happens a lot. I know down here in Florida, I did real estate for a few years. My mom still works in real estate. I help her out with some stuff, so I'm still current on laws. But in Florida, you don't have to disclose that. You don't even have to disclose if somebody died in the house.
Right.
I think I think if you have to say it if they ask. Is what
if they
Oh.
ask,
you
but
have
other
to
than
ask
that,
for it. They will not tell you.
Yeah, you're not
Right.
obligated
You're not
to
obligated
just
to say it.
free will that
unless-
information.
Right.
I wonder if it's the
exactly.
same here in California. I don't know. I should ask my realtor friends and ask them.
Every state's
You can Google it.
different. There's I think 8 states that have very almost exact laws as that Florida has. I know New York is not one of them, and California is not one of them.
So
Cool.
basically, if it closes the door and it's a portal to hell, don't tell them nothing, right? Like no,
Yeah,
don't worry
don't say shit.
about it.
I'm trying to sell this damn house, man. That resale value just went down 100 grand.
Donna,
Hey, not me. I'd be like, is it haunted?
Yeah,
I had a question. Do you know if, say that house, that your mom's house and stuff like that, have you followed up to see if anything else has happened after the fact?
No. So
She won't do it.
no, I didn't. I had no connection for 23 years from the house. So the house was just sold 4 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years.
No,
ago.
3 years. 3 years.
Well, no,
4.
about 4 years
Yeah.
ago. About 4 years ago, the house was sold. My mom passed away in 2017, and then 2 years later, the house was sold and everything. But I had no connection 23 years prior to. I have a disconnect from my family, so I have no history for a long time, but with the house. But before, so that's why, Sean says, I said, well, we would have never went anyway because I didn't have a connection with the house or with my family from that. So,
Do you guys see my dog over to the? I don't know if it's your left or your right, but she's. You see her, the shadow of her.
It's out. Okay.
Yeah, she's trying to roll over so she has.
It looks like she's like this.
Yeah, she's like this, and she's going. Arr, arr. So
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's blurry, but that's
it's not my stomach. If you hear that, okay.
I was gonna say, I know you have a haunted doll or something, right?
Yeah,
Or a
3 of them,
couple.
yeah.
And so I was like, oh, here we go. Let's get some gear out. Let's get an EVP system going.
Walking around. Can you imagine?
Sean, what's your favorite piece of equipment? And Donna, I would like to hear Donna's. What's both of your favorite piece of equipment to investigate with? What's your?
he's my piece of equipment.
Oh, that's right. You know what? I meant to ask that. I want to talk about that because
My wife calls me a tool all the time too.
Are you guys so sensitive too? You guys have.
Well,
Are you both
jerk
fairly
kind?
sensitive?
I don't really investigate. I go with him more for the moral support and stuff. So I don't have a lot of interactions. You'll find me usually somewhere off in the corner. And like he says to me, well, you don't interact and that's why you don't get anything. I said, that's not true. I'll go someplace and I just sit. And I just say, you know, they go and they do whatever they're doing. I just sit there and I just say to them, I'm here. If you want to talk to me, if you want to touch me, touch my hair, feel me. If you want to sit next to me, whatever, I'm here. I'll just park myself in a room and then just go into my own little world or whatever. But I don't do the investigating. I'm more there for the moral support with him.
I'm alive.
But do I believe? Absolutely. I think what made me the believer and really made him dive into it much more is when we were in Cape Cod and we had that apparition picture. And like you say, when you see things on TV, don't always believe it. If I was not with him that night and it wasn't 20 minutes later that we went back and sat on the couch going through his camera, I probably would say bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. But because I was physically with him and I was there with him, and when you see these pictures, it's like that's no faking it.
Yeah.
That's not. That's real.
That's probably the only shot something I'll give my life. But one question was from Native said that what was the question, Native? The one question. Oh yeah, when people ask you paranormal investigator, tell them that. Yeah, they do you look funny. Like, what?
Oh,
like why? I'm like then you gotta explain to them. You know, you gotta explain them like.
What?
Yeah.
I think too, when people look at you funny, it's because they think automatic demon, you're hunting demons, and that's not the case.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no. I'm not going to look for demon. I'm looking for ghosts. If you want to call it a demon, you call it a demon, but to me, they're ghosts or spirits or entities or whatever you want to call them, you know?
Something that some kind of spiritual something that or something that's roaming, that's something that you know you can possibly have that slight chance of interacting with.
And Ryan asked a question. My next investigation is at the Columns Museum with James, and it's in Milford, PA. It's an old historic home with the museum, and my experience there was as we were I was with Mark Third eye, yeah, sorry. Yeah. We were he was downstairs basement cleaning up, and I was with the owner shutting down, and we heard like 2 footsteps upstairs where I was before. I felt like that part. I felt more energy like that. We like looked up, we're like, man, you guys like, yeah. Tim's like between 9 and 10 o'clock when activity starts. So we'll go back there May 18th. And a bunch of people for that, and and like I said, I do a lot of in betweens. You know, I went to actually not too far from us. This old nursing home that was actually unfortunately I missed the door and it was torn down, but I walked up there anyway, look around. You know, you there? Yeah, someone climbing on half the hill. You know?
Yeah, it's climbing the hill. Yeah, I was just like, oh, be careful, dude.
So I'll probably go back there. Just you know, EVPs. You never know, but it's like I said, I like places like that. You know, like nobody. I went to an old convent, by us, in New Jersey, and there was actually in the cemetery there was a statue of Jesus. I put my meter by there and went off. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool like that, you know. The meter went off, but you know, but yeah, that's all I said. There'll be get that, and we have more events in September. George Taylor House, Peachfield, the Summer Mansion. We're going there again. That place is good.
I always get woke on it. If I don't, for this question here on the screen, I have to wake up at work at 2:30 in the morning. But if I didn't, I normally wake up around like that time, from 2 to like 5 a.m. I always get woken up. So I don't know.
You
sometimes I can feel the shift in the room. So,
You get woken up?
Yeah, like something like it'll be.
I do too when my bladder's calling, but I mean.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Like I hear like like something.
Yeah, really?
I don't know how to explain it.
I always say, I say that I sometimes startle out, and it is like you do like 3, 4 o'clock. But I always feel like I always just think that when you wake up like that, that's when most people die, in the middle of the night in their sleep. And so I always think that's kind of like an hour that either you startle yourself awake.
There's been times I've done that. Yeah.
You startle yourself awake. You just wake up and it's like, but I always just think that sometimes your body just does that automatically because people die in their sleep in the middle of the night. I think that's like the witching hour sometimes.
Oh, that also too. You talk about astral projection too. That's a whole different subject.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah.
That's another can of worms.
Yeah. I'll have to talk about that one day, Jen.
I'm astral projecting, but I'll hear like a knock. Myself, I'll hear like, something I can, and I'm a light sleeper, so I wake up very easily. And then depending if I'm like give a shit or not, to be honest with you, if I'm like I don't got time for this, I might like go to sleep. I'll try to go to sleep, and since it takes me a while to get back to sleep, I can. I'm pretty sure maybe Joel happens to you, or if anybody here, like it feels like to me, I can tell when something kind of has entered or like popped up because it feels like a pressure. That's how I know, like anywhere around the house, I can feel like movement, or I can feel like the energy shift or something, especially when it comes in a room. And it kind of just feels like a different like pressure in the room. So if I feel that, then I'm like, ugh. I was like, all right. So then something else will like another knock will happen or something like that, where I'll just pray to go away or whatever, whatever the hell, depending on how I feel. I don't always feel like it's threatening, but something, who knows what the hell it is.
I think that too, it's, you could be experiencing some psychic phenomenon yourself. Maybe you have some stuff that's opening up in you and it's tapping in, because I know that that's how it was for me at first. When I first started, I guess my gifts started first appearing. It was, I would be going to bed and I'd be laying in bed, and then all of a sudden I hear, "Hey Joe, hi, hello," and then I hear conversation. And I get, and I'd have to get up and make sure my wife's not hearing anything. Am I going crazy? And then, I would to come out, and then I see a shadow figure in my living room, just literally walking out. I'm like, you need to go, and it literally walked out the door. It could be a lot of things, but it was happening around the same time every night. At first, until I learned how to kind of shut it down, because if you leave yourself open too, like that's not good. You leave yourself vulnerable, and what's more vulnerable than when you're trying to sleep, so it's you could try to develop a routine for yourself. I know how I was taught was try to envision a light switch, an actual light switch, or you can draw it down, or you could literally grab a paper and write, make an open and close sign, like open on one side, flip it to the other, and like literally focus on yourself and talk. And I'm okay. I'm closed. I'm not willing to talk. Once this sign is flipped over to closed, or once I hit the switch, that's it. All communication is done. And that's how I was taught. I literally learned how to create a switch and flip, and it took a bit, but it got going, and I was able to get some, a full night's sleep. So, if you're having that issue, try that, see if it helps. I've had the same thing too. I had a dog that we had to put down, who I still believe is here. I know that I have felt the pressure on my bed where he used to sleep, especially after he first passed away. And yes, Friday, right before our investigation, I was actually getting dressed, and I'm sitting on my bed, and I'm putting my socks on, and I felt just a pressure right behind me, like if somebody plopped down. And that's how my dog was. He was a big, full fat pit bull, and he would just boom, just plop his ass down like on you and throw himself on you around. Like it reminded me of that, and like immediately that's what popped into my head. Yeah. And then it happened again. And I was like, all right, Kush, come on, we're gonna go for a walk. His name was Kush because I was a huge burnout in college. So you know, I feel Kush is here all the time. I have where I keep his ashes. Like my dog Maggie will not go by there. If her toy rolls over there, she will not go by it. And I don't think it's that she's afraid. I think he's Kush was not very good with other dogs at the time, so I think she keeps her distance from him. But I've never really seen her like afraid. You know, so yeah, it's definitely like a crazy feeling, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's how it was years ago, and you know, that was like my when I was away in school. You know, all my friends had left. I was up there by myself, and that was like my companion, like my my kid. You know,
my little fat over here.
Yeah.
Both our dogs are gonna be 12, so I'm like, I don't even want to think about it. I'm gonna start crying.
Yeah, no, but you know, the paranormal was also always made to be like so scary, and like it's not always scary. Like sometimes it's like it's freaking beautiful, you know. It's amazing things, like, you know, like Jenny has, her gift has come out of helping people with their families, and we had that instance this past week, like, you know, like with evidence, you know. And the only reason I would actually say hell, like absolutely, is because hell, I was there that night. I know the people who, you know, who took the photo that night. I was it happened like that. Her eyes were like bro, like you know. But you know that don't be afraid. That's first and foremost. Don't be afraid. Don't show you can't show fear like that. And tell it to go. Stand your ground. You know, tell it to get out. It's not supposed to be there. Or if you, hey, I'll make time to talk with you at another time. But right now, I'm going to sleep and I'm shut down for the night. Good night.
Right.
So, are you sensitive too, Joe and Sean? Are you both sensitive?
I'm empath.
Empath. Okay, you're empath. Okay.
Yeah.
Same with you.
When did you find that out? Like, when did you?
Yeah.
Actually, I had an old friend that told me she's psychic. He's like, yeah, you're an empath. And what I think what caused that, perhaps, not the period of Pisces, but when I was 12, we went down Jersey Shore with my family. And my twin brother, and I got swept away by an undertow. And I don't remember being sucked in and when I woke up on the beach. So I think maybe that was kind of my, like, you know, that moment. Maybe kind of like, you know, it was kind of like, I can't say I died, but I'm saying it was my land. That's when maybe it probably is, you know, when it happened. But yeah, I can shut it on off. Sometimes I don't shut it on, and I'm like, I feel nothing, you know. Sometimes I don't know, but I usually know, like, go somewhere, like someone's watching me. Like, I went to the psych center by my job, by the town working, and I looked in the window, and I felt, you know, they're watching. So I'm like, all right. So I went in there, did a quick video, and they'll disappear. So I thought, you know, sometimes you know, like Letchworth, you know, stick your head in. Hey guys, you know. They'll do a quick hi and disappear, but yeah.
I think that's another reason why when we do come into a place, we do say hi. We introduce ourselves. Hey, thanks for allowing us back here. You know, it's a respect, and you know, what we've noticed, and we've learned it from experience too. Like the way your mentality going into an investigation affects your entire investigation. If you're already going into a place saying, hey, you know, this place has crawling with demons, and this person, like, they had to exorcise 12 people here and this and that, like, you're going to have a shitty time. But if you just go with your head on straight and it's like, hey, listen, we're going to be positive about this. We're going to keep moving on. If things get hairy, we'll handle it. But other than that, let's treat it like it's any other day. It's a totally different experience after that.
So going back to, I have a question. So going back to when we go to places and we see people like have so much activity, right? And then, for example, I'll go in and I don't get anything. Do you think it's that person's ghost or their haunting? Yeah, like they're bringing it with them? Because you know how we said that it could be the person haunted. Do you think it's their people, whatever's attached to them, setting off the devices, or do you think it's like?
I think it could be a number. I think it could be a number of things. You know, again, like,
we'll never know. But
Unless you're specifically trying to figure that out, like it's like, I'm having the same exact experience. I go to the same place. I'm getting the
Everywhere they
same voice
go.
on Spirit Box. It's the same kind of activity. It doesn't change. Maybe there's something affecting me. Let's test it. And test it and test it and test it and test it, and then draw a conclusion from there.
Yeah, I don't think people are going to do that though.
No, of course not. Well, that's another thing too, is because it's like you go to these places and it's awesome. I'm not knocking it. I want to hit every one of these fucking places. But again, like if I'm going to a place that I'm renting for one night and I'm going to go hang out, I'm not doing an investigation. I'm ghost hunting. That's an investigation, in my opinion, is a long-term thing over an ongoing thing. We do our events at yesteryear and Old Davy Schoolhouse and Gold Coast Railroad Museum. These are ongoing investigations, and we're bringing in guests, but that also affects the activity for the night. The energies that these people come in, and the energies that might be attached to them, influence things. So it's just more stuff and more data that you're collecting to try to put pieces together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they said that there's a lot more to it than just kind of like started chip away at the top of it. There's a lot more involved. Especially I was telling Joe Mondo that Ronnie Ekman was at the investigation last week.
Right.
About this whole new thing about reality. Is reality we think it is? I'm like, wow, dude, you just opened a whole door to like a whole new avenue. Like on that, I'll bring that with me, especially from James and you, Joe. I learned from you. Like my thing now is like the great orb debate. If I see something flying, I'm like, I just like people like that. Whatever. It's kind of like disregarded. You learn.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even like just disregard it, because I know personally I have seen orbs. Like I've seen them with my own eyes, and I've seen orbs in the middle of a group of people who all saw and described the exact same thing when it all happened. And we got it on video. So, me personally, I could say that's that. But if I'm presenting that same piece of footage to you, you're gonna say, nah, they're full of shit. They're creating.
With orbs, I feel like, a lot of people say, oh, it's dust, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's dust, you're going to see a bunch of it flying around.
Right.
Not necessarily, but
have you seen like one piece of dust flying around? You know what I mean? The chances of one piece of dust flying around, to me, is very.
That's why it's such a sticky thing. And again,
it is.
Again, like it goes back at least as with my experience, and I go by again with how I was taught from the people I was taught who are professionals with photography and editing and videography and all that. So if they're the ones who've done this for 25 years, have used multiple pieces of equipment from VHS tape, or even before that, like Betamax tape, whatever, and are telling me, okay, like this, like orbs weren't really a crazy thing until digital cameras came out. Like it's a thing that digital cameras come out. It's the same thing with the demon debate, honestly. There were paranormal investigators since the 1800s, like clubs, groups, Ghost Club in England, and the sorry, brain fart right now, but there's been a bunch of stuff. But it wasn't until, and I'm wearing a kind of a mock of this of the movie shirt right now, but The Exorcist is the reason why like people freaked out with Ouija boards. Like before The Exorcist came out, and the book The Exorcist, and then the movie, there were Ouija boards in 80% of houses in America. Like it was speaking to spirits, like it was a normal thing. Like people were fine.
Dude, that was like the Friday night thing to do.
Absolutely, people would get together, and we're gonna get to. It was sold at freaking Toys R Us back in the day.
You want to know something funny? My dad's ex-wife. I remember him telling me this like a ton of years ago. He was like, he wasn't sitting around like how like the guys are like the girls get together, and he's like, I ain't got time for this shit. So he's doing his own thing, but. It would have been his ex-wife, his mother-in-law, so her mom, and like maybe like one of the daughters or something like that, maybe the neighbor, all coming around and like in the kitchen, maybe like a Friday or Saturday night, they're like bored and they're like messing around with the Ouija board every time. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so crazy. I'm like, and like just to like know that, I'm like, so you've been in a house that I don't know how they even like, you know, they opened up anything, closed anything, who knows what the hell is
They
that?
properly closed
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I'm
session.
pretty
I don't
sure
know.
not. No, because
Maybe
it's just like,
why
oh, I gotta
that's
make dinner now.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Maybe
like
that's
me.
why there's so many haunted houses because
That's why
everybody
think
brought
so.
in Ouija
Yeah.
with a
I
Ouija
ha-
board or something like.
Yeah, I have a Ouija board. I don't use it. It's just more for looks. It's just there to.
And that's fine. Like you know, in my opinion, a Ouija board is just another piece of communication. The same thing
Mhm.
as using a recorder for an EVP,
Yeah.
is using a pendulum, is using a dowsing rods. You know, it's just another piece of communication, and you don't have to fear it. What you know, but respect again, respect comes down to it all around. Respect your
That
regular
Well,
equipment.
I think
you
the
know?
movies kind of didn't help either. I
Of
think the
course
movies
not.
gave it a bad rap.
the
Hell
only
yeah.
thing with the Ouija board is what
Yeah.
I see is you have same thing when we go into like investigation of houses. Like if there's 5 people's hands
Ouija
on the board, like I don't know. I can give you an example personally. I don't know what the other person's intentions are. Maybe they want some. I know somebody that wanted some shit to come through. They're like, I want something demonic to come through. And I'm just like, I'm not for that, you know. So everybody has a different type of intention and energy, and you're sending that intention into that and opening that. So that is what causes, I think, the big, you know, what can come through out of there. And you might not know, or you can't stop maybe what's going to come out, and you don't know what the hell's going to come out when that happens.
Yep.
Yeah,
With, at
Rand
least
brought
with
it.
the pendulum, I'm not asking for a demonic thing to come and talk to me. I'm only asking for like my guides or angels, you know, anything of the light, not
Yeah, it's the
demonic
intention.
shit.
It's
I
the
don't know what
intention you
Arnaldo
put behind it.
wants to bring Samara from the ring over here.
Right.
And
Oh, that's already been a thing in this
No.
next one.
No, see that, and then Japanese go scare me. No,
Oh, man, I
those
wanna go to
because they're all freaking bad over there. Like
I
that's
wanna go
like
there
all the
so
lore
bad.
with it. There's no like, you know, oh, it's my cousin who, you know, passed away premature, saying, hey buddy, what's up?
I
You know?
watched plenty of foreign ghost stories, and the ghosts are like, nope, will not mess with that.
No, they're fucked up.
It's funny that I was just watching somebody's videos, Explore with Josh. I don't know if you guys know him on
Mhm.
YouTube. Anyway, he was doing the Philippines, and I wanted, you know, my family. I'm half Filipino, and he said all of Asia is just different type of, and I want to go so bad.
Yeah.
But I don't fly, so I don't know how I'm gonna get there. I'm not swimming. My daughter's like, you better swim. It's a long swim.
Especially the Japanese one, that forest. You know, forest Japanese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Suicide forest. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll go in there. We're in it. See you later. We'll go right in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever been to? Have Sean have you guys ever been to the overseas? No.
No, I haven't. I would love to. My wife her background's Irish, and we're always like talking about going to Ireland really bad.
Oh yeah,
I want to go to castles. I want to castle.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what I told her too. I was like, listen, if we're going across the world, you know, anywhere, like you better believe that I'm bringing my shit and I'm investigating. You know, like we could take a week vacation. I need one day, one night. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. One afternoon. I don't care. You know, let me go walk this cemetery. Let me go walk around this castle, you know, by myself for an hour. I'll be happy as shit with that, you know, just to be able to have done it, you know.
I want to go there, find the banshee or find the fairy mound, you know. That's all I do.
Dude, I want to do it all. I want to explore it all because it's, you know, the folklore too that drives a lot of this stuff. Like, you know, it all came from somewhere. It's like, you know, like there's some sort of basis to it. So like, you know, you can go back and listening to all these stories and it's like, you know, maybe there's something to it, you know. I know that we've had our weird ass experiences with things coming through on Spirit Box, and we're like, did this shit just say what? Huh?
Have you ever been cussed out on one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the best, isn't it?
That's my favorite. I just laugh and laugh and piss them off even more. Yeah, man. Like, let me have it. That's what I want.
That's funny. Yeah.
Man.
I don't know. Awkward silence again.
Joe, you got that at Letchworth. You got that angry response. Remember that?
I got a lot. Well, in the same room where we caught that image of that thing moving, we got, I don't know, like 3 or 4 EVPs back to back of like devil and this and that. And we're in the first thing it was Sean, Mike, and myself. And the first thing after the EVP, Mike is like, "Knock it off! Like, get out of here! You ain't no devil, you ain't no demon." Like we hear it. It's we hear it so often. You know, I don't believe that if there's something that's really that, it's gonna come out and say it. You know, I think it's gonna try to sneak its way and try to find a way to get you when you're least expecting it, and try to hold on. It's there for the long game. It doesn't have to worry about time and getting you. Yeah. I better get this ghost hunter here before they leave in the next half hour. That's a long term rule in my opinion. And just pick up a book, pick up history. I know that there's a lot of crap with the Ethel Lorraine Warren stuff like that, and I agree a lot of it's fucking shit, but I do also have a lot of other people that I've spoken to that I trust as very credible and professionals and have been doing this a long time, and they tell me some shit that's fucked up. It's there, but it's not. It's very few and far between.
All right, I have a really quick question. We're coming up on an hour and 40 minutes, and I know Jen has to get up at butt crack in the morning. Have orbs. Back to the orbs. Have you ever seen them blinking? Like a blinking orb? Like it has like a.
I have seen that.
It's crazy.
Coming in and out.
Yeah.
Like in and out, or are you talking about like
just kind of like blinking pulse as they're floating?
Like a pulse.
Yeah, like a pulse. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah.
No, I mean I've seen the ones I've seen will kind of have a certain travel velocity to the.
Yeah, they kind of just float. Yeah. They're just kind of floating. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's crazy when they do like this, or they'll like stop and like cut.
Yeah, and zip.
Like you do like some weird ass like movement, like
like a bug. Yeah. And then I feel like they come in different shapes too. Because when we were doing a service, I was recording the whole thing, and from his picture, his casket was here, and he had a picture off to the side. I was watching it, and I seen something like blinking, looked like a jelly bean. Mm-hmm. And it went from his picture all the way to the ceiling and just kind of dissipated. It looked like a little bean.
So when I was talking about Friday night, when I felt that behind my bed, after I sat there for a second and was like, wait a minute, and then it happened again. I got up and turned around, and I watched an orb.
Yeah.
Travel about 12 inches, 15 inches, and then just dissipate. Little tiny thing.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, but I watched it in my room. I told my wife, she's like, why do you tell me this when you're about to leave the house? Yeah, she. I was like, by the way, but like the craziest one that I've seen was at the Shanley Hotel. Shanley Hotel was like the end of our night. Again, I was up there with Mike. It was the same trip that we went up to Letchworth. And we're finishing our night. We're hanging out in like the gathering room, I guess they call it. And we're sitting on a chair, and we're looking, and there's a door that leads into the seance room. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Tell me you're watching this." And what we're watching is it looked like if there was glitter just hovering in the air.
Wow.
Right, and it was like. It wasn't crazy big. It was
shimmering,
maybe,
like shimmering,
like shimmering, and it was just, and it was, I would say maybe about the size of a beach ball, even though it was like just not that shape, but it was just strictly that. It wasn't like if it had like blackness to it. It was literally just that, and we watched that travel from that door across the dining room table and then up towards where the bordello area is. We watched it it was a good minute and a half.
Wow.
That we were just sitting on the couch, just staring. Like we weren't doing EVPs. We weren't doing nothing. We were just, let's just sit and watch for a while. That's something that we like to do a lot is just sit and watch. Because I mean, shit, I don't know how many shadow figures I've seen. Just, you know, we go to this one cemetery or Ortona that, you know, sometimes we'll just post up at the end of like one of the lanes and just like just start watching down, and you'll see them walking across.
Wow.
You know,
I do it too. I'll set home base in a room and just sit there.
Yeah.
Listen. I was just sit there listening. Like,
that's
you know,
absolutely.
Yeah, we just investigated this haunted theater down close to about an hour away, and he was, you know, the guy that gives the tour. He was telling us to sit, and I'm like, with my ADHD, ADD, ABCD, I'm like, okay, can we investigate? You know, I can't sit there for too long because I start going like, you know,
Yeah.
he likes to do that too, and I should start trying to do that because maybe because I haven't seen a shadow figure. I think I see stuff out of the corner of my eye, and then I made the mistake and I Googled it and they say, oh, it's like a little eye booger or whatever, you know. So
Yeah.
I think I need to maybe incorporate that a little bit more.
Trust me, you know when you know.
Yeah,
You know?
I want to see one so
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, but I want to be able to capture it because then I'm skeptic. I question my stuff all the time, you know. So unless I have it on video where I can be like, no, I can't debunk that. It wasn't just me.
No, that's why, I mean, like I said, I don't count a lot of the stuff that I experience. You know, I'm not gonna off the rip. I'm not gonna say, because, you know, again, I've sat there and watched shadow figures moving in and out of doors and hallways back and forth, and I'm watching it, but I look at my camera and they ain't shit.
I know. I'm like,
and I'm watching it, and the person next to me is watching it, and we're like, that one's like that one that just went from right to left. Yep. Nope. That one left to right. Nope. That one up and down. And we're just going, but it's not going up on camera.
Not going on camera. I hate
you
that.
know. So now you don't have anything to go by. Like, yeah, I would love to capture that, but man, I want to watch that 100 times. You know?
Me too.
Shit, you know?
So with that, like how you just mentioned, at the courthouse when we went to, what was it, Clay County?
Clay County jail.
Clay County. I was trying, because I had seen a shadow figure in the back room, but since I think we were, I don't know what, we were just talking something. It was just like kind of chaotic, and I have my phone like this, and I'm not really pointing it in any direction. So I was hoping that I would have had this coincidentally pointed in that direction, and I did, and I kind of didn't, but nothing. It's like I moved a little, I shifted, but what I saw didn't come out on my.
Didn't corroborate.
Didn't come out. Right. No, it didn't. Didn't corroborate. It didn't come out. Period. So that had me thinking if I saw it, like I saw something big move, and after that, like I felt like I actually got like affected to the where I don't know if it came to me because I called it out or something, but my whole body was like goosebumps for like like almost 10 minutes. And then Reese, which is Steve's 𝗵𝗂 Paranormal's daughter, she felt it too. Like it was just like, wow, like the energy was so electric in that little spot. After talking about it, I'm like, hey, I saw you, like I'm trying to get the name of it or whatever. And it didn't come out on the camera, but I was thinking maybe I saw it with my mind's eye or whatever, like, you know, I saw it that way, but I'm thinking I'm seeing it with my eyeballs, but it's not. I'm seeing it in my mind's eye. So I saw it, but something did move, like something did happen, you know? So I just think maybe sometimes when we see that, it's not really, maybe you think you're seeing it with your eye, but you're not. It's projecting yourself like where you see it mentally. Maybe, and that's why we don't catch it.
That's a good explanation, maybe.
There was and Jenny and Joe can tell us their experience as well. But when I felt that we were completely like surrounded was when we were in the backstage of our Arcadia, the opera house. We were completely surrounded by shadow figures, and it just felt not menacing, but like we didn't belong there.
Felt weird, yeah.
It felt dirty.
Yeah.
It felt to me. It felt like dirty. It felt like 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 predatory, but like let's say like somebody's
Territorial, kind of like you're in my
no,
space?
more like I'm
Creeped out.
thinking more of like sexual nature type of thing. Like if it's
like a
something that
succubus?
like something not even like a succubus, because that see I'm not saying that this thing's demonic at all. I'm saying that these
Oh,
were
it's a
people,
succubus.
but
Sorry.
but
Supposedly, yes.
I'm saying like it's just like a dirty feeling, like if God,
Violated.
violated. There you go.
Violate.
Thank
Yeah, that's a
you.
good word. Yeah.
Perfect word.
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah.
Like if we were stuck there a little bit while longer, like it was just gonna be like a nasty situation, but not
No.
again, not demonic. Just I mean, we heard stories too of like bad things that happened to the female actresses that went back back there, and that the we didn't get to the back area, but there was the dressing rooms were back there, and that's where a lot of the activity happens backstage. It's along that back area there, and it was it was nasty back there. Like
There's just
there was
angry,
points that were just like
spirits there. Yeah, maybe there's just a bunch of angry.
Yeah, or maybe they're pushing on what they felt, what they experienced, and we're feeling that creepy too, and
they're just angry with everybody of what happened to them. Maybe, who knows? Yeah, that's really sad. Yeah, I don't know. I just wish that we could prove.
That's why we got to keep doing it, and we got to keep keep doing what we do. We got to keep it honest, and
I got to keep my brain from trying to tell me it's not.
No, but you know what too, and the thing is, it's happening a lot lately. It's been happening forever, but people need to get over shit and share their stuff and talk and share experiences.
Be honest,
and collaborate. Parent unity, like that's everybody says the shit, but like really, don't say it, fucking do it. Like let's talk, let's share, let's work together, because this is if this field's ever going to be taken seriously, that's the only way that's going to do it. If not, it's going to just be another thing that's just these guys, they're YouTube video and it's scary. Like it's not just a scary thing. Like this is the real world. Paranormal is normal. Like let's get it out there and let's learn as much as we can from all this phenomenon, whether it's scary or not.
And it's not all demonic, so there's nothing to be scared of.
I've unfortunately seen a lot of people bail out because of all the BS and and crap out there, and it sucks, People just drop it because it's just all too much poison in the air,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would I say, Sean, to that aspect, and all of the viewers out there, try to do the same thing too. The three of us, we've done it, and it's worked out awesome. When you go to investigate somewhere and there's videos of this place on YouTube, don't watch it.
No, don't.
Go in there blind. And Jenny and Joe, what they did was I walked with both of them, and I wanted them I wanted to go with them and kind of document what they were saying, and see what impressions they were getting of the location in different areas, and seeing, all right, does this corroborate with what is really there? And they were both hitting. But you take that exercise out of the equation if you're watching a video and everything that's going to happen. It's kind of like going to Halloween Horror Nights and you're looking through the whole house before you do the house.
Yeah, where every jump scare is going to happen.
Yeah, right.
Well, for me, it's high expectation too. I'm expecting to catch as much as they caught when I go, and then I walk out disappointed, like,
No, I've already kind of programmed it into my head, because I do watch, I watch paranormal TV. I'm still a fan. Like, I
I'll
enjoy
still
it.
watch them. It's
Because it's entertaining, and it's a field that I love. But I take everything that's on there as entertainment. Like I don't take none of that as factual stuff. Why? Because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And show me what led up to this event happening.
Yeah.
Don't show me this time that we heard a bang bang.
And I'm over there cussing. They can't hear me, but I'm over there. Shut the fuck up.
Where's everybody else? Where's the production team? Where's this? Where account for everybody?
You don't know.
No, and
could've-
it's
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna call somebody. I'm not gonna call people liars on stuff like that. I've been to enough places. We've all been to enough places to know that the fucking activity is real. If a place is haunted, it's haunted, and there's also bad nights. There's
Yeah.
these guys went to 𝗬𝗏𝗧 Village, and apparently they were like, oh, it's like if we were going to what's this, whatever place down here. And I was like, man, that's disappointing, because you see this big ass badass hospital and you think that, holy shit, that's gonna be a fucking like crazy place,
Right.
and then not much happened.
You're like, oh, yeah.
It could just be a bad night.
Yeah, that's true. That's another thing. Yeah, when I'm watching these videos on cussing, I'm never gonna go on somebody's stuff and tell them what I think. I'm gonna keep my opinions and my comments to myself. That's not my place. Like you said, I wasn't there. Maybe it's legit. Maybe it is legit. I think it's just the overhype they do. It gets on my nerves a little bit.
Of course, because again, entertainment, and you gotta hype it up. You gotta pump people up. You gotta leave people with a cliffhanger. That's a commercial break. Like.
That's what I told my husband. I said we got to be more like, oh shit.
No, man, it's like, react how you're gonna react. It's. We get cursed out so often, and it's just we just laugh at it, and then you have other people who are just like, oh, what the hell? And it's like they're like, that's John. Don't worry about him. Like
that's my son.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when you go into an investigation, the most important thing is have fun.
Absolutely.
Right. Well, I call it 3 G's: good people, good times, and good vibes.
Yes, amen. Yes, I think if anybody has to learn anything, have fun when you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when I tell, if I go,
it's already boring.
And I call it. I've done something as the campfire powwow. Everybody sits around a little light as a campfire. We talk around. I figure maybe talk normal, like that would happen. And we heard where it was like upstairs, popcorn being made, like a pop, like looking at. It was like this was us hanging out. It makes them feel relaxed. So yeah.
One last question. Do you think that's a good place to ask?
I'll put it back up.
I think it's universal. I think once you're on the side, it's universal. I think they may not be able to answer back in English, but they understand you.
Yeah, I don't think it has a defined language either.
Yeah, but with the phones now, we can find a different language. Punch it up. Use that.
Yeah, just go to Google Translate.
Yeah, I know that we do EVPs in Spanish, and we get responses. I'm sure that if we program the question in whatever language, you might get a response back, even if it's in English. I don't know. I think the rules definitely are not the same rules. But they're. I think at the end of the day, we'll end up being able to figure it out and learn, not maybe figure it all out, but at least get a lot closer to what's really going on out there.
Yeah.
At least in a more layman term type of thing. Because you ask people now, it's like, 20 years ago, multiverse theory was bullshit, and then now it's like, okay, like hell, this could be a real thing. Like, we've there's an equation that shows that yes, this is a probability. There's so much out there that you just keep working, keep searching, keep having fun with it.
I agree. Definitely have fun.
Yeah, on Friday we got doing a portal session with the SB and got us in responses in Spanish.
Oh wow!
So it's already been past EVPs. Now it's during a spirit box session.
Yeah, we've gotten Spanish station or Spanish responses. Yeah, but I don't understand what they're saying because I
no speak Spanish, my love.
Well, speaking Spanish,
is that a thing? Mucho poquito. Is that what saying?
Oh, there you go.
You're probably looking at me like, what? Is it mucho poquito?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very little.
Very little.
Bien poquito.
I just remembered South Park
just a little
for some reason.
But if you get a drink, you gotta say,
see.
If you're in Jersey, you gotta ask you where you guys at.
Yeah, where you guys at?
Yeah.
Where you guys at? Where you guys hiding?
Where you guys?
These ghosts.
And then when you hear the pack the car, that's when you cut off the session right there.
Yeah. No
need.
right, you guys. Well, I know it's coming up on 2 hours, and I know Jen is is your
Yeah,
headache?
I gotta go. I gotta get to sleep.
Yeah, how's your headache? Is it better?
No,
No.
it sucks. It fucking sucks.
Sucks.
Before we do cut off
¿Dónde estás la casa
the
de
stream,
bebé?
before we cut off the stream, Joe and Sean don't leave as soon as we end. Can you please tell the good folks? We'll start with the man of the hour, Sean. Where can the good folks find you?
You can find me on Instagram at 𝗏𝗓𝑔H𝗱𝑆248, over at Facebook, Scaredy Cat Paranormal, and on YouTube, Scaredy Cat Paranormal. No TikTok yet. No TikTok. Too much.
Too much.
We're getting there. A little bit at a time, guys.
Too much, yeah.
And Joe?
You can find my stuff on Joe Hunts Ghosts on Instagram, Facebook. I'm just under Joe Torino, so if you want to say hello. But other than that, catch me on pretty much everybody that's on War Party stuff, because I barely post any of my stuff, but I end up on everybody else's shit.
That's awesome, though. You're popular.
You know,
They like you there. They like you.
Any way that I can participate and contribute, and I'm there. So I'm happy to be there as a.
Well, all I know is everybody says you're such a nice guy. So.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I could be a dick.
Joe is awesome. Joe is awesome. I'm like,
He's tolerable.
I
love Joe.
Enjoy me.
Instead blow it up a little bit.
Nah.
And honestly, not even to gaslight him, but besides the person that's sitting right next to me, he is my favorite person to investigate with.
Joe, you got to give him
Hands
the.
down. Hands down.
I love
You gotta give him the heart.
Little Joe. Hey, Joe.
The little hearts.
Kisses for everybody. If I could hug everybody, I'm like the big hugger too. I'm like
He's a hug guy. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and not in a creepy way. It's like very natural, like But
I love that.
I send a hug to every one of you and everybody who's watching the show right now too. Love you, everybody. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, we want to thank
not get a small cup.
both of you, Sean and Donna, and Joe for being a part of the.
Yes, Sean, Donna, thank you, Donna.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us.
We got more out of this, and I felt like it was awesome. Of course, thank you, Joe.
I really enjoyed this episode.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you for surprising us.
Thank you, Donna, for jumping on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I was when Jen and Armando asked me if I would jump on for Sean, I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like absolutely.
I love it.
Like I got man. Sean, you're I'm very proud of you, man, and I'm happy to call you my teammate, man. That. Like it's awesome.
I'm the heart person. I give everybody hearts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
War Party is the team. We're just getting bigger and better, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
if
stay
you
tuned for War Party North.
Yeah.
War Party North is coming out your way up in New York, New Jersey, and PA areas.
Awesome. Yeah.
Florida's too small for us. That's why we had to go up north.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
I feel like I should be wearing a chain or something.
Thank you, everybody in the chat, for tuning in and chatting.
Yes,
you guys have been giggling today. I'm reading.
Thank you.
Reading the chat, and you guys are cracking me up.
Of course, you can also find everybody on War Party. This is a logo, warparty.com. The links in the bios are there. You'll see all the cool people stuff, including
Joe's Cup,
and new team leader of War Party Paranormal, Joe Torino. Joy, where could the good folks find you?
Yeah, so you can find us on Instagram at right here under my name, JJ.Paranormal, or on YouTube, Joy and Joey. Oh, yeah, that's right.
On YouTube, it's like that. Joy and Joy. I have it right there.
Yeah, we're funny. Subscribe.
Please, James was like, it's not that funny, and I was like,
James, I don't know what James is. I don't know who he's talking about, but I'm hilarious. I'm just kidding. Yeah. And then you guys, 305. You want to say where you can?
Well, you can find us 305 Paranormal on YouTube, on TikTok, and on IG. you can check out our investigations there.
Yep.
And you can find me at Mr. 305 Paranormal on IG if you want to see all the other shenanigans that I'm up to besides paranormal investigating. And that's all, folks. Joe, we owe you an episode.
Thank you, Jesse.
As a by yourself, and we'll talk about some stories and great stories.
Thank you, Jack.
And our guest next week.
Yeah.
You want to take
that all up?
You want to take one more picture when we get off live with Joe on?
Yeah, we'll do it. Don't pop. So for next week, before we wrap it up here, next week I have a special guest. I'm super excited to have him on. I'm always excited to have everybody on.
It's not me.
It's not Joe Torino. But I think Sean will enjoy this because I had asked you earlier what was your favorite piece of equipment, but I never really got answered.
Oh, millimeter. Millimeter. The millimeter.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
And so I know you like to use the Necrophonic app a lot. And I have Keith Wellington coming on. So he is the developer of that app and other apps on the Chill Seekers. So that's who we have on next Sunday. And I'm super excited to talk to him. And he has a new app that had just came out that he collaborated with Steve Huff and somebody else. I can't remember that person's name right now. But that's who we have on next Sunday.
Ooh,
so excited to talk to him about stuff. He investigates, and he's out in California also, but how he even got into developing the apps and how they function and stuff. So we'll be very
good. I'm excited. I'm always excited for everybody to be on, but
and I'm always same thing.
I know. We sound so rude. We're so rude, Jen.
No,
we can't take it back. We're live. We love everybody that's been on.
I know, because everybody brings something different to the table. Like,
and
I love to pick people's brains, So All right, guys. Thank you for being on here. I hope everybody has a beautiful week.
Yes.
Don't get a headache like I have.
I know. Poor Jen. I'm sorry.
She's a trooper, guys.
I know.
But on that
I can see it in your face. You're just like.
Oh, I'm fucking dying inside.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and we will see you next week on
Bye-bye.
El próximo domingo.
Don't log off, Sean.
I won't.